Hi, how you doing? Are you a comic artist? Are you training to be a comic creator? Are you too old? Is it too late? Well, hit the subscribe button and let's find out. Comics. I love them. We all love them. We've grown up with them. They taught us how to read and inspired us to draw. We all have our favorites and our guilty pleasures, and they seem to be Hollywood's bottomless well of ideas. But many of us, like me, have our own original stories and original characters and concepts. I bet some of you have the entire story arc plotted out in your head, but you have yet to put pen to paper or create or design your own characters. And I get it, from college to career to family and responsibilities. It's not easy, but it's definitely not impossible. Or too late. Are you in your 30s, your 40s, maybe even your 50s? Now is the time to start. Tell your story. And I know our human brains want to plan out the next 20 steps, but the reality is just starting is the best step. But what does it take to be a comic creator? Well, I guess it depends on what kind of comic creator you want to be. Because by no means do you have to be a Marvel or DC level comic artist. Even if your story is a superhero comic, you don't need to draw in the Marvel style. Unless you want to. And unless that's your thing and you're really good at that style, then good for you. That's amazing. But if you're not a Marvel artist and you're still looking for success and to tell your story your way so you can find an audience and a following, I would recommend taking inspiration from some of these amazing graphic novels. The Amulet by Kazuo Kibushi. This award winning all ages graphic novel is now on 9 volumes. It's on the New York Times bestsellers list, and Netflix is developing a series based on it. Kazuo Kibushi is a talented artist with amazing storytelling skills, but his strategically simplified art style is how you get to 9 volumes without burning out and focusing on story. Or the Scott Pilgrim series by creator, writer, and artist Brian Lee O'Malley. He has a unique and cartoony art style with heavy manga influences, with fantastical and humorous stories about love and life in Toronto. It's garnered a massive following, turned into a feature film by Edgar Wright, a video game, and an animated series on Netflix. So, what does it take to be the creator, writer, and artist of your own book and your own creation? Well, I think there's 3 steps. Number one is story first. Get that story out of your head and onto paper. You can handwrite it or you can type it out and write a script in your computer. But lock that story down before you start drawing any pages. Sure, you can tweak and revise your story as you're drawing pages, but have your first draft written out and ready to go. And number two is character design, posing, and expression sheets. But more importantly, is simplifying those character designs. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. And number three is thumbnailing your first issue, or at least your first 22 pages. This is where all your planning comes together. All your storytelling, all your layouts, and all your character acting and beats, it all happens in the thumbnail planning stage. Now let's get back to characters for a minute, because your story will only be as successful as your characters are. You need great characters to tell a great story. And that doesn't mean focusing only on the character design, because what's important is the character's personality, how they carry themselves, their beliefs, their struggles, and of course, their flaws and their weaknesses. These are the things that we can relate to, and we want to see that character overcome. And all of these character traits and flaws, they need to be considered when we're designing the character. If we can represent their personality or their specific quirks visually, then the character will only be all the more successful because of it. So, like you, I'm in the process of developing 2 different graphic novel stories. Let's look at the character designs for one of those concepts that I've been working on. This is Jack Dodger, the main character for a retro style B movie sci fi story that I've been working on. It's intended to be a short story, and I plan to share the entire creation process with you on this channel. Now, here's my original design for Jack and his sidekick co pilot, Betty. Not bad. I kind of like it. It was a lot of fun to draw, and my Bruce Timm influence is clearly on display. Now, I've obviously gone for a more stylized and somewhat cartoony design, but I'm thinking maybe it could be even more simple. Now, here's the exact same characters. All the information is still there, but it's extremely simplified and streamlined. All the specific details and edges has been smoothed out and taken away to give me this sort of very streamlined, cartoony result. I'm happy with this. It would definitely make drawing my comic pages a lot simpler and a lot more efficient. Now, for the sake of efficiency, let's see if we can simplify it even further. Okay, and now we're in full cartoony mode, and a style like this would make drawing a couple pages every day very doable, very easy. Let me know in the comments which version you prefer. Now, from here, I would design some expression sheets showing each character making different faces, showing different emotions, and also some action poses that I can reuse and drop into my comic pages to save even more time. And here's a quick look at a character sheet for another concept that I'm working on. The goal is to know your character and understand their personality before you start drawing and posing out the pages. So let me know in the comments, did you like this video? What do you think? And if you're not already, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment. And if you want to support the channel, then please become a patron member, or you can download my ebook. Either way, you'd be helping the channel out a ton. Links below. I'll be launching coaching programs starting next week. So if you want to talk about your characters, your story, or your artwork, then yeah, book a free call and let's have a chat. Until then, all the best, keep drawing, and I will see you in the next one.